name is Natu, and to my left is
Buki. And Yinka, hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're a first-time watcher, welcome. Please do not forget to subscribe and turn your notification bell on. If you are a repeated or a returning supporter, thank you so much. And also for the new viewers. And we also ask you to leave us comments. What do you think about the discussions that we're having? Constructive criticism, feedback. Would love to see our family growing. That said, today we have a very interesting topic, but I am not going to break the news to you. I'm going to pass it on to Yinka so that we can share what is it that we're talking about. Yinka, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Natu. So today, our topic for today is a very, very interesting one, and I would say it's one of my favorite topics. And the topic is what you look out for in a partner. A little disclaimer. We have narrowed down our points to about 5 per person, and we understand that there are a lot of things we as a person look out for in a potential spouse or boyfriend, whatever the case may be. So, not to waste a lot of time, I will go on to talk about my first point. I feel like all my friends can guess this. So my first point is the looks. I love being a fine boy.
I need to have a drink.
Natu is always drinking. Oh my god, Natu is always drinking. Well, I always drink that anyway. But so it looks for me. And growing up, if you grew up with me, you would know the answer to this, of course, because I never shied away from telling people my husband will be very handsome, very, just a fine boy. So for me, the first thing I look out for when I meet a guy is, hi, that brother is looking so fine. You got my attention, And I remember my friends would say, Inka, we are looking forward to see your husband. We will see. We are waiting. We are eagerly and anxiously waiting to see your husband. And I told them, you know what? I will never disappoint. I know what I want and I go for it. So, okay.
Interesting. I think you manifested that well. So, okay, over to you.
My train of thought. So for me, the first thing, growing up used to be, it has to be tall, dark, handsome. And then I grew out of it because I'm like, nah, it doesn't have to be fine to satisfy every other thing that is on my list. Even though I still like the fine guys, do you get? But the first thing on my list as I, grew up is dressing. You have to have a good sense of style. I can actually work with it, but we have to have something we should work on. You cannot just be flat and then I'm struggling to you can wear this t-shirt and he's like, nah, I can't wear this t-shirt. You prefer to wear agbada. No, you have to be stylish in a way. It's quite important, but if you don't know how to dress, you'll find a way around it.
So I trust you will.
Yeah.
Whoa, so answer your question, the first thing that I usually notice in a person, or the first thing that usually attracts me to a person is the intelligence. I'm attracted to people's intelligence. So when I speak to you, I see how well-rounded you are, your train of thought. I never pay attention to how you look. Would I notice a good-looking guy in the room? Yes. But the guy that will probably have my attention is the guy that is intelligent.
But what if he doesn't talk to you? Like for me, I can see a guy and be like, damn, that guy is fine. I'd like him to talk to me. So for you, what attracts you before he says
yeah. So good question. Normally I'd say the first thing that I notice is a person's eyes. I'm a sucker for beautiful eyes and a smile. Yes. So if you have good eyes and a smile, shoot your shot. Maybe, just maybe.
You heard it.
Exactly. So yes, normally I say if they don't talk and I'm looking around and I'm like, yeah, this guy has beautiful eyes. They have a beautiful smile. And a side note, I do like tall guys. My dad is tall. But I've given a chance to tall guys too. I mean short guys too. So yeah, but for me, it's usually what's inside more than outside.
You guys have some valid points though, because you mentioned well-dressed. I know it's cool to have a guy who can dress and enter your room and just
also look handsome. Duh.
Okay, yes, okay. That one is there. That one is difficult for me. Yeah. So I'm building on yours now. So it will be nice to definitely have one, but it's not really like a deal breaker for me. Like I feel like I can make you look okay. I can choose the clothes you wear if you're going out or something. And to Natu's point, the eyes and smile. To be honest, I don't know. I've never really paid attention to like the features, like the details. Like, okay, is it your eyes that is making you handsome? I just know you're handsome.
Yes, for me, I'm one of those who try to find beauty in everyone. That's the thing. So so people are like, that guy's not good looking, but I'm like, you know what? His eyes are beautiful. His smile is beautiful. So that's where I'm coming. But to your point, I find I like looks, but I find sometimes people with looks are just too shallow, and maybe it's just me. And your husband is an exception, obviously, and your husband too. And I think that's how
my husband dropped the just
your husband is good looking, sister. But yeah, I find especially men who are good looking and they know it. Like they feel like they don't have anything to offer other than looks. And I do not exactly. I don't do shallow guys at all.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay. So that takes us to the second point. Guys, I don't want to sound all vain, but it's what I want. Like this is what I want, and I'm just trying to tell you. So to my second point, I want my guy to be very, very articulate. Like own a room, walk into the room, take the whatever microphone or whatever, or if there's none, speak, and people are like, wow, like, because I remember when I met my husband, the first time I met him.
Look at her blushing.
That was the first thing that drew me like closer to him. Like wow, because he opted to speak in front of like I think about 100 people, and in my mind I was like, what's this African boy trying to do now? But anyway, he spoke and I was like, okay.
He could done that American accent.
Like he started speaking, I was like, okay, he has the looks and now he speaks well.
And a side note, her husband is really well spoken.
Yeah, he's quite articulate, like he's good. And also what I feel growing up, another thing that really made me add this to what I look forward to seeing in a person, in a guy, in a spouse is I wanted to be very vocal. I wanted to walk in a place, speak. Like everyone is like, whoa, she is smart, But culture kind of killed it, ish, or really toned it down, is the word. And I used to tell myself that since I feel like I am not meeting up the standard I have created for myself, at this point, I think I'll just find someone who can do that for me. Like, so I always go for that. Like, you have to have this because I feel like when you even have it, you will help me grow. Because I'll watch you when you're talking to me, the things you say, how you probably even do your interviews, like the confidence. I feel like I can grow and get it from you, and that was the major reason I just decided that my guy has to be articulate. Like he has to. Even if he's not smart, you know how to bullshit people. Just give them BS and everyone is wow, okay, I don't know what he's talking about, but it's making sense.
That's actually Yinka. She just needed it in a man. Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm glad you pointed it out because you felt like your voice was stifled, but I know that of you. You're very well spoken. Sometimes I even wonder, like you're good in IT, but I think a career maybe in public speaking would have also been really good for you because you know how to express your thoughts. But I digress, not to get too carried away. Okay, what do you think about Yinka's?
I can't be bothered about if you articulate or not. Like I said, so many things took my attention growing up. I think because of the kind of family I grew up in. My dad is well spoken, as in he would just be reading newspaper and he'll be like, Bookie, what's the meaning of this thing? So for me, I already have that kind of family that we are quite well spoken in my family. Anybody who knows my brother will know that he can get into a room and his looks alone is attention. Growing up, I kind of wanted that. I want you to be in my family, and then when they are talking, don't be giving them ibon left, right. So for those who don't know the meaning of ibon, means grammatical error. Blunder. Just put it in a more bougie way. Do you get it? So ibon, you're saying she, and everything is just flying up and down. I really can't be bothered about that. I want you to be brilliant though. So also, I want you to have a good sense of humor. I can be a very serious person. If you see me walking on the road, my face is always straight. So for a guy to even walk up to me and make me smile, dude.
So what would be the second point for you though? Since you said being articulate is not really part of it.
Yeah, so that's the sense of humor.
Oh, sense of humor.
Yeah, sense of humor. You have to, however small the thing is, for you to walk up to me and just make me smile. Guy, you've done a lot.
Yeah, because you can be intimidating.
Oh,
not for us
really?
friends. Not for us friends, but anybody who has met you for the first time, you usually say, "Oh my God, your friend is so serious." I'm like, "Trust me,
Small but mighty."
that one is goofy. That
I
one
think
is
she's
goofy.
just trying to make up for the height.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, Natu.
So for me, I think I kind of mirror yours.
Okay.
I love articulate guys, but more than anything, I think I love a well-rounded guy, a guy who I can spin you and we can have discussions about anything.
Right.
As much as I like an intelligent guy, but you also have to be like, you have to fit in different aspects. Exactly.
Yeah.
You can only book smart. When I was young, I was a sucker for nerds, like those glasses, you know. Yeah, but I realized in life, there's more to that. So are you business smart? Are you, but you have, and to your point, Buki, my family is a very, like, we talk about almost anything and everything. So you need to be able to fit in those discussions. We talk about politics, we talk about sports. So if you're just, one dimensional, then we'll have a problem. So you have to be multidimensional. And I think another thing, and I'm going to steal this from you also, Buki, I love a guy who has a good sense of humor. I'm a goofball. I love to laugh. So if you're not gonna make me laugh,
We'll be too serious in that relationship.
exactly. And another one, I know I was only told one, but I'm gonna slide it in. I love a guy who pays attention to details. So my ex, 2 years back, I met him at a party. And I remember me and my sister like, okay, it's kind of fine, but he was walking around talking to other people and stuff. And then at some point, he made a way to where my sister and I were standing. And I don't know if it's self-confidence issues and stuff. Automatically, I just assumed he's going to try to talk to my sister, even though my sister was engaged at that time. But no, he just turned around, looked at me. Hey, my name is, I'm not going to mention his name just in case he sees himself. I'm not giving you free promo. And I was like, I'm Natu. He's like, oh, nice to meet you. Where do you work? I tell him where I work. He tells me where he's working. He's like, oh, where are you from? I say, Tanzania. He's like, oh, that's the capital city of Tanzania is Dodoma, right? Automatically, I was blown away. Because even these two, they're my friends. They do not know the capital city of Tanzania. And I don't
on
like
Google.
that.
And aside that, I feel like Natu was being bamboozled. Like,
No.
the guy probably knew already that she's from TZ. Like, oh yeah, Google. Yeah, let me play my tricks on this lady, and it worked.
No, but he did, over time, he did end up standing.
proved himself.
He proved himself. He's
Okay.
pretty well-rounded, and that was part of the reasons why I was attracted to him. There's other reasons that I'm not going to mention on this screen, but that was part of the reason. I know my mom is watching.
Alright, I feel like you guys have spoken about like 3 points now.
Yes.
And for me, I guess the third thing would be sincerity. I want to know what your intentions are. Because after I make sure you're a fine boy, you speak well, okay, you have, you've given me everything you can give me physically. The next thing is, what are your intentions? What is this going to be? Is this a let's enjoy our time and just run or something, or
Knock and run.
or is it okay, if things go well, it can lead to marriage. So I am if it goes well, it will lead to marriage kind of girl.
Okay.
So if I want to date you, aside the fact I feel like I've dated people who are very fine, and I have refused some. And the reason why I did it was just based on the fact that I saw that, okay, this person has no plans.
Hold up. So Yinka, she has bureau de change as her exes. All her exes. None of them live back home where we come from. Like the baby's international. And then, let me let her finish. Then I'll come back.
Oh, wow. So you cut me off now. I've lost my train of thought. She cut me off, so hype me. My head is swollen. Okay. What was I saying?
Oh, so you were saying that you
have to be intentional.
You have to be intentional. You like sincerity.
Yes, I do. So I want to know where it's going, and once I see you are a guy that is focused, like you also have that thing that, okay, if I'm dating you, this is the goal. But I know it might not work out. Maybe if along the way we discovered, okay, we don't like these things about each other, we can let go. But let me see that in you. The only reason I would date you in the first place is because I see a future with you. It's possible the future might not happen, but I always see that. So sincerity is key. What do you guys think?
I agree with you 100%. I think in my younger days, I used to date for fun, just to get to know people and stuff. But I think bottom line is, I always have to know your intentions. I hate people who come and tell you, hey, I'm looking to get married, only for them to do another thing. Or people who you've clearly stated that I'm not maybe in a space of dating and for a serious relationship, and then they expect something else from you. So I agree with you. And I think I'll go even a step further. Once I've discovered that they're sincere about their intentions, for me, I usually look for, are our values aligned? Last time I said how family is important to me. So for me, are you family oriented? Are you God fearing? Because if those two are not there, my sister, I'm running. I don't even look left, right. It could be Dangote. Dangote, I'm not discouraging you, but if you don't believe in God, yes, if you don't believe in God, if you're not family oriented, I'm definitely not looking for you. I am exiting left. And I think another thing I'd say is somebody who's also, I have to prove to a certain extent that you have a drive in life and you're also going to support my ambitions, because I am quite ambitious, not upper ambitious, I'm getting there. So you have to see where I'm going and be able to complement it, and you also have to have your own thing going on. So I agree with you. Buki, what are your thoughts?
Apparently, I'm the middle child today, so whatever it is they've said, I completely agree.
So the middle children
it has to be.
We're both middle children.
We don't agree.
So for me, it has to be intentional. Like Yinka rightly said, I need to know what you're doing with me. Everybody, all the people I have dated in the past were people I saw a future with. So I didn't date you to pass time, not necessarily. You have to be intentional. I need to know what you want with me. If you're on the same page, fine. If we are not on the same page, then you move, I move. And what Natu also said, I think I've dated like 2 people and they were from the church. Like they saw me in church and they asked me out in church. So number one, if you do not know God, if you are not a Christian, and I'm not saying Christian like you are signing a form, apologies to whoever might be, you know, it might rub off the wrong way, not just signing a form like, yeah, I'm ticking another box on my form. You have to be a Christian, an intentional Christian. If you are not that, there is no future in being a girlfriend to you. Then you also have to have your family values intact. And I'm talking like a lecturer. You have to be friendly.
Oh yeah.
I don't want you to meet my friends and then you're a snob.
Yeah,
a snob, and maybe you're greeting you and you're feeling like
I'm the king of.
I'm Buki's boyfriend. No, you have to be friendly. It's quite important to me because I want you to get along with my friends. I want my friends to get along too with you. And wait, I didn't mention one thing. The initial thing. You have to be rich.
But my sister, finish your train of thought and then I'll come back to that because I have questions.
I know come this live to suffer.
She don't finish her.
Over to Yinka.
Okay. Well, I guess I have to talk about like whatever you guys said. Family. Yeah, family is definitely important, and I would don't want to emphasize on the faith thing, right? Because I grew up in a place where, well, it's I would say predominantly like a Muslim community, and they had some fine boys. I won't lie. Like I was tempted, but I was like, you know what? My faith is quite important to me.
I think I beg to differ with you guys because you guys know my dad was a Muslim until last year.
Yeah.
So for
Oh,
me,
he converted?
I think you're not paying attention.
She hasn't been updated.
I've just been updated. Yes, my dad is a Christian right now.
Aww.
Yes, after it was probably one of the highlights of last year. Yeah, but not to digress. He is a Christian right now, and it was a prayer point for a little while because I thought it made things easy.
Yeah.
With both parents having the same religion. But that said, my dad is a great man as a Muslim. So I used to say, if I meet a guy who is a Muslim who has the same values as my dad, I'll probably overlook the religion aspect. Which it's very hard because, as you guys said, even the Muslims in Tanzania, and some of them are very strict in their faith. Understandably so. They'll probably prefer a girl who's a Muslim, dress a certain way, act a certain way. Being that I was raised in a dual religious household, that those kind of restrictions wouldn't have worked for me, especially if somebody has to go and marry multiple wives after me. I'm glad that my dad didn't follow through with that. And I'm not here to bash any religion. I've practiced Islam at some point in my life, so I have so much respect for it. So yeah, I would have given a guy a chance, a guy who's a Muslim, who's as open-minded as my dad. And I at least have, at top of my head, at least 20 friends who come from families that have both religions. So I could see that work. Now I have a question for you about being rich. I love me a rich guy. However, I find with those people, being that they've built themselves so much over the years, when you come into their lives, they're wondering, what else are you adding? They're having conversations about prenup and stuff. Like for me, I feel like my self-confidence will be, unless they're obviously humbled. Like, what's your take on that? Like, if
for me, being rich is how do I put it now? You can be rich in several ways. But if I meet maybe one of Dangote's children, just for an example, it shouldn't be the wealth that will take me off guard. It is not the first thing on my plate. This is just like an icing on the cake. I'm interested in the cake itself. The cake is the other things that I already mentioned. The icing on the cake is just to make things, more palatable. If the icing is not there, we will work towards it. We will build the icing together. But the cake is the most important thing to me. The flavor, the chocolate cake. I love chocolate milk. The chocolate cake, anything close to chocolate, caramel, not vanilla.
No, I don't do vanilla too.
So I'm gonna put you guys on spot. Being that the two of you are married, what advice would you give single ladies like myself, or younger girls who are looking to get into marriage? Older ladies maybe who have never been married or are looking to, and I say older, it's maybe they're a little bit way up there in life. They're looking to get into a serious relationship. Other than the things that we've mentioned, are there any other things that they should look for?
Absolutely. Okay, in the man or also in yourself?
In yourself, I think both sides, because we always say things that we attract in other people, but sometimes we do not do the inside work. So I'd say you maybe things in yourself, and Yinka, if you can do both, or in a man maybe.
So I'll start off by saying, for the guy and for the girl, know yourself. So everything we are saying here is subjective. You have to, number one, know yourself. If I have said I cannot marry a Christian, I don't want to entertain another religion.
True.
So it's not maybe, something is happening, let me entertain somebody else. I understand that people have so many views, different views when it comes to life, and I truly respect that. But once you know yourself and you know these are the things that I cannot live with, I cannot pad it up. For me, I think that's the most important thing. Know yourself. The guys especially, please know yourself before you go and ask one sister out to be your girlfriend. It's very, very important. The guy should know himself. Babe, please, you to know yourself. So Yinka,
I feel like you've said it all. Like, that last point you gave is key, and I feel like I'm being put on the spot. It's key to understand what you want. Like Poki said, I feel like I'm going to sound like a broken record because she touched on the main things. Know yourself, understand what you want, and just like she said, I would say if you're Muslim, try to find a Muslim spouse. It makes life just easy. Like, it's not about, I hate the other religion or something. No, it's not hate. It's just understanding. Like, when you have the same thing going on for you guys, like, it's easier to come together and work together. It's best that way. So yeah, that's it.
No, good points. I think I'll just make a side note before we wrap up this video. I used to find it so odd when, like, people, because Tanzania is a multicultural, multi-religion kind of country, so you find a lot of people intermarry. So I used to find it very odd for people to stick to marrying people of the same religion or same tribe. Until I came here, and then I would notice, especially you, my Yoruba friends, Yorubas with Yorubas, Igbos with Igbos,
Mm-hmm.
this with that. But I sat and analyzed, and I realized the similarities in culture, the similarities in beliefs, sometimes makes things a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
So people feel like, why do I need to go explore and make the, and no dig to you, my sister, because I know East-West cultures are a bit distinct, but you guys have made it work. But I've come to respect people who stay in the same, like, within the same, like, cultures that they know or religions that they know. That said, love is love. If you've met somebody who's from a different culture, different religion, maybe something, exactly, your values are aligned. The most important thing is your values are aligned, and to the girl's point, you know who you are and you know what you want. That said, thank you so much for joining us. Feel free to drop us your comments. What are the things that you look for in a spouse or in a partner that you're looking to spend the rest of your life with? Yeah. Wookie saying something that cannot be repeated.
Oh yeah, I can't. I can't.
Yes, and share with us your feedback about the video, topics maybe you'd love to hear. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back again within the next week, give or take, so make sure you turn your notification bells on. Ladies, is there something else that I'm missing?
I believe we've said everything really.
Okay.
If not everything we've said.
So that we don't keep probably like a preacher's wife.
Oh yeah,
Amen.
that's a new saying now.
Well, as usual, we will toast to you guys before we take off. Cheers.